And then I want to take us up to Wing County because we got a group of students on a school bus who jumped into action when their driver had a medical emergency. Now, this happened yesterday afternoon. The kids noticed that just something was wrong with the driver. He was not following their usual route. So, I love this. They grabbed the radio and they radioed in for help. And before too long, the deputies were on the scene. And the 74-year-old driver was taken by paramedics, and the kids were reunited with their families. It's an incredible story, and we have a special guest to tell us more about it today. Sergeant Brad Deasing is with Wing County Sheriff's Office. And Brad, you were one of the officers, the deputies that responded. You were one of the first ones on the scene. Tell us what happened.
Correct. Yeah, I got there shortly after the bus had come to a stop just south of our Brainerd area here, and we made immediate contact with the driver. And it was readily apparent that he was definitely in medical distress, and we made arrangements to get the ambulance there to start rendering whatever aid they could at the time. We were very fortunate with these kids that took it upon themselves to take action. They did recognize that there was something going wrong with their bus driver. The kids realized that, again, they were heading in the wrong direction. They were going from their school to a transfer station, and they're now not heading in that direction. The kids had the wherewithal to notice the roads and the doors that they were the roads that they were traveling on. They were able to relay that information over the radio to the school bus company, and then they were able to get that information back to us, and we were able to get our resources started out in that direction to where this bus was at. As the bus was traveling, the bus came to a stop, and the bus driver let the kids off the bus as his condition was deteriorating. As his condition was deteriorating, the kids all got off the bus, and one of our local officers who are also assisting with the Brainerd PD, they were where the kids were dropped off within moments, and the bus driver continued on to the location where we met up with him, and ultimately where he came to a stop, and that initial contact with him and where we got him transported out of there with the ambulance took place.
Sergeant, I think like most people, I'm so impressed with the resourcefulness and quick acting of the students who were on board. How many students were on that bus? And give me their age ranges if you can. Did this vary from like kindergarten up to like middle school or high school?
So this bus was actually carrying younger kids. They were grade school kids from kindergarten to fourth grade. So
oh my goodness.
It was just a very younger group of individuals on the bus.
And they had the wherewithal or to think about grabbing the radio and calling for help, even as elementary school students. That's remarkable.
Yeah, and with the driver not responding normally to the kids, and they did observe some blood that was coming out of his ears, so they were able to relay that information to us, also help aid us in our response.
Now, Sergeant, the bus came to a stop. You didn't have to force it to stop in any way. The driver actually stopped it, and you were able to go on board then and assist him or her?
Correct. Yep, he was able to stop the bus under his own power, but unfortunately at that time, he was not able to do much more than that, and we were there within moments of the bus coming to a stop.
Sergeant, I have to ask, is the driver okay?
So the driver is still currently in the hospital. He's in serious condition. We haven't gotten an update on his condition, but last was that it was very grave.
Oh my goodness. The students, they're okay as well, I take it?
Correct. Yeah, none of the students were injured, fortunately, and their quick thinking really helped have a positive outcome to this. Was there any kind of, and I'm still getting back to the students here, my goodness, the maturity that they had to take control of their own safety in this situation. Did they undergo any kind of training for something like this, or whether in the school? Did they have any kind of exposure in what to do in emergencies like this that would have helped them react to this? So I don't know if they had any direct exposure to any specific training. The schools oftentimes do bus drills and evacuation drills along those lines. I don't know if they incorporate any type of communication with the bus radio system. One thing that's kind of unique nowadays is a lot of the kids now have cell phones that they have on the bus with them. So some of the kids had reached out to their parents and also advised their parents that something wasn't quite right, and we were getting information relayed back to the sheriff's office from the kids' parents in almost real time as this was also unfolding.
Now, did any one of those students, did they call 911 themselves, or did they just talk directly to their parents?
Just directly with their parents. None of them directly contacted 911, and it was this evolved so fast. But the kids were off the bus before we could get that information relayed to have the kids on the bus actually use their phone to call us directly.
Oh my goodness! I have to believe that at some point along the way, you're going to recognize some of these brave young students for the work that they did, not only to protect themselves, but to help out their bus driver.
Definitely.
Yeah, all right. Sergeant Brad Thiesing from the Wing County Sheriff's Office, thank you so much. Thanks for your response. Thanks for telling us what happened. And my goodness, those kids, they're just little heroes themselves, aren't they?
They definitely are. So we really appreciate them going above and beyond like they did. It made a world of difference on how we were able to respond to that. And I'd definitely like to thank our partners at Brainerd PD and the EMS officers that also responded to the scene.
Yeah, everyone was a champ up there yesterday, no question about it. Again, Brad Thiesing, Sergeant, Wing County Sheriff's Department. Thanks so much. Give our best to everyone up there, okay?
Will do. Thank you.
All right.